While you are being told by the mainstream media that the global economy is finally recovering, that inflation is under control, and that your savings are safe in the bank, the world's most powerful financial institutions are quietly doing something very different behind closed doors. They aren't buying the latest tech stocks, they aren't investing in luxury real estate, and they certainly aren't holding on to mountains of digital cash. Instead, central banks across the globe, from the People's Bank of China to the Reserve Bank of India and the European Central Bank, are hoarding physical gold at a rate we haven't seen in over 50 years. In fact, 2024 and 2025 saw record-breaking gold purchases that eclipsed even the levels seen during the collapse of the Bretton Woods system. But why? If the US dollar is the world's reserve currency and the global financial system is as stable as the politicians claim it is, why are the very architects of that system moving their own wealth into an asset that doesn't pay a single cent in interest? Why are they trading billions of dollars for heavy yellow metal bars that just sit in a vault? The truth is, they know something that you don't. They are preparing for a massive shift in the global financial order, a great reset that will wipe out the wealth of the unprepared. Today, we are going to look at the secret data, the hidden agendas, and the cold hard math that explains why the smart money is moving to gold, and exactly what you need to do before the next exit door closes forever. To understand why gold has suddenly become the center of the financial universe in 2026, we first have to look at the weaponization of the US dollar. For decades, the dollar has been the ultimate king, the global medium of exchange that everyone trusted. But in recent years, that trust has started to crumble. Countries have watched as the US government used the dollar as a tool for sanctions, freezing the foreign reserves of sovereign nations overnight. When central bankers in the East and the global South see this, they realize one thing. If they don't follow the rules of the West, their money can be turned off like a light switch. This realization has triggered the greatest wave of de-dollarization in history. Central banks aren't buying gold because it's shiny. They are buying it because it is the only financial asset in the world that is not someone else's liability. When you hold a dollar, you are holding a promise from the US Treasury. When you hold gold, you are holding a tangible piece of the earth that has survived every empire, every major war, and every total economic collapse for the last 5,000 years. It has no counterparty risk. It cannot be hacked, it cannot be deleted by a central server, and it cannot be sanctioned out of existence. The second factor driving this gold rush is the terrifying reality of global debt. As of 2026, the global debt-to-GDP ratio has reached levels that were previously thought to be impossible. Governments have printed trillions of dollars, euros, and yen to keep the system afloat, but you cannot solve a debt problem by creating more debt.
The insiders know that we are approaching the end game of fiat currency. They understand a concept known as currency debasement. When a government prints money, they aren't creating wealth. They are diluting the value of every dollar already in circulation. It is a silent thief. Central banks are hoarding gold because it is the ultimate inflation hedge. While they tell you that inflation is 2% or 3%, their own actions suggest they expect it to stay much higher for much longer. They are literally hedging against the very failure of the paper money they create. Let's look at the secret knowledge involving the Basel III Accord. Most people have never heard of this, but it's one of the most important developments in banking history. A few years ago, gold was reclassified from a Tier 3 asset to a Tier 1 asset. In the world of banking, Tier 1 is the highest level. It's considered as safe as cash or government bonds. Why would global regulators make this change now? Because they are preparing for a new banking standard where gold once again backs the system. They are moving the goalposts in the middle of the night. While they encourage you to keep your life savings in a digital bank account earning a fraction of a percent, they are quietly changing the rules so that gold becomes the foundation of the new financial architecture. They are building a lifeboat, and they haven't invited the general public to join them. But there is an even deeper reason for this hoarding: the arrival of CBDCs, or central bank digital currencies. In 2026, we are seeing the rollout of digital dollars and digital euros. While these are marketed as convenient and fast, they represent the total loss of financial privacy. Every single transaction you make will be tracked, monitored, and potentially controlled. Central banks know that once the digital currency system is fully implemented, physical gold will become the ultimate off-grid asset. It will be the only way to store value outside of a system that can track your every move and even tell you what you can or cannot buy. The elite are hoarding gold now because they know that in a world of total digital surveillance, physical, anonymous wealth will be the most valuable commodity on the planet. We also have to talk about the BRICS alliance: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, along with the new members that have joined recently. This group represents over 40% of the world's population and a massive chunk of global GDP. They are openly working on a gold-backed trade currency to bypass the dollar. China has been a net buyer of gold for over 18 consecutive months. India's households and central bank combined own more gold than almost any other entity on Earth. These nations are tired of being dependent on Western financial systems. They are building a parallel economy, and the currency of that economy isn't paper, it's gold. If this new trade currency gains traction, the demand for the US dollar will plummet, leading to a massive spike in the price of gold and a crushing blow to those still holding only fiat currency. What does this mean for you, the individual investor? It means you have to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a central banker.
You don't need to be a billionaire or a government official to protect yourself. You just need to follow the trail of crumbs the insiders are leaving behind. If the experts who manage trillions of dollars and have access to the most advanced economic data in the world are afraid of the future of paper money, why should you be confident? If the people who actually print the currency are trading it for physical gold as fast as they can, why are you still keeping 100% of your wealth in that same currency? It's time to stop being a spectator and start being an active participant in your own financial survival. This isn't about getting rich in the traditional sense. This is about wealth preservation. It's about ensuring that when the dust settles from the next great economic reset, you still have something of value to show for your years of hard work. The coming years will be defined by volatility. We will see currency wars, trade wars, and potentially the greatest wealth transfer in human history. The K-shaped recovery is real. Those who own assets like gold and silver will move up, while those who rely on a salary and a savings account will see their purchasing power evaporate. The hoarders at the central banks aren't waiting for the crisis to hit. They are positioning themselves now. They are buying when the price is relatively stable, knowing that when the panic starts, there won't be enough gold for everyone. The physical gold market is actually quite small compared to the trillion-dollar paper markets. When the world finally realizes that the paper gold market is a lie and everyone wants their physical bars, the price won't just go up, it will moon because the supply simply isn't there. Tomorrow, when you look at your bank balance on your phone, remember that you are looking at digits on a screen, a promise that can be broken, inflated away, or frozen. But gold is a fact. It has no debt attached to it. It requires no one's permission to be valuable. The insiders have already made their move. The central banks have filled their vaults. The question you have to ask yourself is, will you wait until the headlines are screaming about a dollar collapse, or will you follow the smart money while you still can? The system is counting on you staying distracted. It's counting on you worrying about the latest celebrity gossip or political drama while they rearrange the entire financial world in the background. Don't give them that satisfaction. Take control of your financial destiny today. If you found this deep dive into the secret world of central banking helpful, hit the like button and share this video with someone who needs to hear the truth. Subscribe to CoinCrush for more updates on the 2026 economy and strategies to stay ahead of the wealth transfer. Watch this next video where I show you the exact percentage of gold and silver the top 1% are holding in their portfolios right now. This is the blueprint for the new era of wealth. I'll see you in the next one. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and remember, in a world of paper lies, gold is the only truth.
your financial clock is ticking.